I've kind of deleted social media.
After stepping away from social media to protect her focus and peace of mind, Caitlin Clark faced one of the most intense moments of her career. The stakes could not have been higher. A trip to the national championship game was on the line, and the entire arena seemed to be holding its breath. As the clock wound down, UConn's Aaliyah Edwards attempted to set a crucial screen. However, with just 3.9 seconds remaining, the officials called an offensive foul against her, a decision that sent shockwaves through the building. For UConn, it was a devastating whistle to endure, especially after battling so fiercely all night long.
Down one, a trip to the title game on the line. Mule, the drive, 5 seconds left, looking for Beckers and an offensive foul. An offensive foul on Edwards with 3.9 to go.
Gabbie Marshall, known for her relentless defense, celebrated the moment, while on the other side, heartbreak settled in. What should have been simply a tough basketball moment turned ugly beyond the court. Some fans, fueled by emotion and frustration, shockingly sent death threats. A stark reminder of how high tensions can run during the heat of March Madness. After all, this was the Final Four, where dreams are either realized or crushed in an instant. The drama had been building long before the final seconds. With under 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter, Caitlin Clark faced a suffocating double team. Desperately trying to keep Iowa's hopes alive, she attempted a pass, but UConn's Nika Mule, always alert and aggressive, stole the ball cleanly.
Semifinal. Oh, Mule just snared it away from Clark.
It set up a defining moment for UConn's superstar, Paige Bueckers. Bueckers, despite having a difficult night offensively, rose to the occasion. She launched a huge three-pointer that splashed through the net. Her first points of the fourth quarter, igniting hope for UConn and electrifying their fans. But Iowa refused to wilt under pressure. Almost immediately after UConn's big shot, chaos unfolded again. UConn committed a costly turnover as Edwards was forced out of bounds, handing the ball back to Iowa. In these critical moments, Hannah Stuelke's impact could not be overlooked. She went toe-to-toe with Aaliyah Edwards, one of the most physically dominant players in the country, and never backed down.
Yeah, I think Hannah's tremendous, and I think it's just the confidence and belief. You know, she goes toe-to-toe with Aaliyah Edwards, who in my mind is one of the best players in the country.
She never leaves me anything to say.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Her fearless mentality reflected the spirit Iowa had carried all season long. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark continued facing smothering defense. Each time she drove, 2 defenders collapsed on her, forcing her to find teammates. When she managed to get the ball to Gabbie Marshall, Marshall found herself trapped. That's when Kate Martin took over. Martin, the heart and soul of the Hawkeyes, displayed unmatched toughness and leadership. She powered through defenders for a gritty, high-pressure finish at the rim, giving Iowa a much-needed cushion. It was the kind of moment that defined Martin's career, a player who had dreamed of wearing the Iowa jersey and lived that dream with pride every single day. Still, UConn wasn't finished. They answered back with a strong offensive move, using a smooth spin to tighten the scoreline. As time ticked away, Iowa's slim lead hung by a thread. Paige Bueckers, refusing to let her team go quietly, tried to rally the Huskies once more. Using Edwards' screens, she attempted another deep three-pointer, but this time it was badly off target. Iowa pounced on the rebound, but the game was far from over. In a frenzied sequence, turnovers and scrambles ensued. UConn and Iowa players fought for every loose ball. Caitlin Clark, ever the competitor, dove and hustled, but Nika Mule intercepted a pass. Mule, seeing 2 defenders close in, wisely stopped and passed, setting up another offensive play for UConn. Clark, recognizing the situation, anchored Iowa's defense in the paint. With a slim 1-point lead and the clock bleeding away, every decision was magnified. Iowa sought to burn time, playing keep away until the shot clock neared single digits. As the clock slipped under 10 seconds, Clark made a move but lost the ball. UConn's Arnold snatched it, passed to Edwards, and the Huskies quickly called timeout, setting the stage for one final attempt at victory. Coming out of the timeout, UConn put everything on the line.
Clark waiting. Clark on the move, finds Stolke. Stolke dishes, it's taken away by Arnold. Save to Edwards, and Connecticut takes a timeout.
Mule handed off to Buchers. Marshall stayed glued to her. Edwards set a high screen, trying to free Buchers for a potential game-winning shot. Gabbie Marshall fought over the screen, but just as Buchers maneuvered for space, the referees blew the whistle. Another offensive foul on Edwards.
Down one, a trip to the title game on the line. Mule, the drive, 5 seconds left, looking for Beckers and an offensive foul. An offensive foul on Edwards.
It was a moment that felt almost biblical. As one commentator put it, "When thou set a screen, thou shalt not move, and neither shalt thou elbow thy sister." Gabbie Marshall, once again the unsung hero, celebrated the call, and UConn was left stunned. With 4.6 seconds left, Iowa inbounded the ball to Caitlin Clark. Beckers had no choice but to foul immediately to stop the clock. Clark, an outstanding free throw shooter at 86.3%, calmly stepped to the line. Her first shot was pure, giving Iowa breathing room. Her second free throw, however, bounced off the rim. 4 UConn defenders converged for the rebound, but somehow Iowa's Stuelke and Sydney Affolter came up with it.
Leading by 1, 4.6 to go in the fourth. Martin finds Clark. Clark is fouled by Beckers. 3.1 to go for 3 from the line tonight. And drains the first. Biggest free throw of Caitlin's decorated career is no good. Rebound to Falter. And what's it going to be? A held.
A monumental play that essentially sealed the victory. With only 1.1 seconds remaining, Clark cleverly bounced the ball off Buchers to run down even more clock. Another brilliant veteran move. Iowa inbounded once more, and as the final tenths of a second vanished, the celebration erupted.
Survives Connecticut and heads back to the national championship game.
Iowa had survived UConn's fierce challenge and punched its ticket to the national championship game for the second year in a row. After the dust settled, much of the conversation turned to the controversial moving screen call. Gabbie Marshall's defensive heroics were praised. She had guarded one of the best players in the nation, made critical plays, and showed the kind of grit that often goes unnoticed outside the box score. For UConn, there was heartbreak, but also reflection. Coach Gino Auriemma took responsibility, acknowledging that they should never have left the game's outcome in the hands of the officials. He noted that moving screens happened constantly and suggested that the calls had not been equally enforced throughout the game. Still, he emphasized that no single play, no single whistle, determines the outcome of a game at this level. Nika Mule, emotional and grateful, reflected on her journey from Croatia to UConn, thanking her coach and acknowledging how far she had come, even if the ending hurt. Ultimately, UConn accepted the reality. Iowa had earned its victory. Through teamwork, resilience, and timely execution, the Hawkeyes had prevailed. It wasn't just Caitlin Clark. It wasn't just Hannah Stuelke. It was a collective effort, with all 5 players on the floor making crucial plays when it mattered most. And in the end, despite the controversy, it was a classic, a battle between 2 great teams filled with moments of brilliance, heartbreak, and unforgettable drama. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe until next time.